Okay, now remember we were drawing that arrow, our vector, that showed us distance and direction. Well, a vector in a coordinate plane can be written with these cool pointed parentheses that tells us the horizontal change and the vertical change. So here, this would be your horizontal, that tells you to go left or right, and this would be your vertical change that goes up or down. So here's what I mean by this. If I have a vector that's 3, negative 4, it means you would translate point 3, a point, 3 to the right and down 4. Because the negatives tell you right or left or up or down. For instance, here point 1, 2 would translate using this vector to 4, negative 2. Here's what I mean. If, in order to get this, point P, which is 1, 2, goes to point, now that's called P prime, that's where you translate to. I would actually have to apply this vector. I'd take my point 1 and I'd go 1 plus the horizontal distance of 3 gives me 2 minus 4. So what that gives me is my P prime is going to end up being 4, negative 2. Here's what I mean. Let me show you the visual of this. Point P is 1, 2. I want to move it. I want to translate it. So if I do this vector, it tells me to go horizontally 3 places to the right. So I go 1, 2, 3. That's my horizontal change. But vertically, it tells me to go down how many? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because that's a negative 4. So my new point, P prime, if you notice, is at 4, negative 2. So it tells me, here'd be my vector. It translated in that manner. Now, here we're going to practice doing that. Now, here's what they're doing, and by the way, these are just like homework problems. I'm not going to give you anything that isn't like your homework problems. It says here, what is the image of Z under each translation? So basically, where does point Z move? Okay? So if I do this one on here, what does that tell me to do? So if I start at point Z, which is over here, I got to go to the right 2, and then I got to go what? Down 2. Okay? So I start at Z and I go to the right 2. 1, 2. Then I go down 2. 1, 2. Where do I land? I land on point X. So let's do the same thing right here. What does this vector tell me to do? It tells me to go right 5 and down 1. All right, so I start at Z again because it says the image of Z under each one. So I have to go back to Z. I'm going to go to the right 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down 1. Where do I land? On what point? Point U. Here we have a vector 0, 0. That means, do I move at all? No movement. Because I go 0 distance, 0 distance. So that would give you point Z. Kind of cool, vector that doesn't go anywhere. Now this one tells me to go what? Left 2, down 4. So if I do that, I go 1, 2, down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I land on Y. So that'd give me point Y. Kind of cool. Now, this time I want you to write the vector that does the same thing. I want to move Y to U or whatever. So I start here, I end here. How do I get there? Changing wise. So remember, the vectors, this is your horizontal change, and B is going to be your vertical. All right, so we're going to move vertical. I can't spell vertical all of a sudden. I want to move Y to U, so I want to get over here. So first you always do your horizontal change. So if I do that, I got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I go horizontally 7. So that's 7. But then do I go up or down? To get to U, I have to go up. So then I go 1, 2, 3. That's my vector. For that, the arrows just tell me which way I'm going. So now here's another one. I want to go from W to V. Okay, so I start here and I do my horizontal change first. I got to go 1, 2. Then I got to go up. 1, 2. Since I have to go up, it's positive. Now, look at this one. Now I'm going U to X, so I'm going left this time. So if I'm doing that, I got to go horizontal change first. I got to go 1, 2, 3, but I'm going to the left, so that is a negative direction. Got to go down, that's a negative 1. Now for my Z, I'm going to go Z to X. I got to go positive direction, so I go 1, 2, and then I go down 1, 2. So that's a negative 2. So if I have to go down, it's negative. Does that make a little more sense? I hope so. Now let's go apply some of these on the next page.